Stay cool, sports. I can't do it. I can't say it so fast.
Hi, y'all. It's Brittany. Are you done? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Brittany and I am a homeschooling mom of 3 kids, and we are pregnant with our fourth baby. And this is my husband Paul, and he's joining me tonight for some fun stuff.
Yeah.
He doesn't know the questions I'm asking yet. Yeah, I'm quizzing him on homeschool. So this should be really fun for the dads that are having their wives starting to consider homeschooling. And this is also a collab with some amazing homeschool moms. You can see the playlist linked down below. So it's going to be a lot of different husbands talking about their different perspectives on homeschooling and their wives homeschooling as well. So don't forget to watch those, because I'm excited to see all the other perspectives as well as my husband's, because I didn't go over these questions with him tonight.
Nope.
These are all new.
Blind.
Going in blind. So, how long has your family been homeschooling?
4 years.
He's correct.
Is this like trivia or something?
No, but you said 2 years earlier, so I wanted to see what you would say. I only gave him that one question, and when he said 2 years, I wouldn't give him any more. Okay, so we're in our 4th year of homeschooling. Before you ever considered homeschooling, what was your opinion of it?
I wasn't too excited about it.
Why?
I just thought that homeschooling was for like the weird kids. I'm just kidding.
The weird kids.
No, I don't know. I was afraid that they wouldn't have friends and things like that. You know, all those stereotypical things that people are afraid of, you know. Okay,
so that's the next question. Did you have any reservations about homeschooling before we started?
Well, it was just crazy because I knew you were before saying that you would never be home, and I was just afraid that you were trying to jump into something that you would later regret and maybe not be able to turn back from, you know, taking them out of school, and it's a big decision.
Yeah. What benefits do you see with homeschooling now?
Oh, I love it now. Like, it's perfect with my job and our
he really likes me homeschooling now, he said, because he doesn't have to get up and take him to school in the mornings.
I know. I've gotten really lazy and COVID's not helping.
So what are the benefits that you see though with homeschooling?
No, I mean, I just like the fact that you can kind of have a little bit of control of what's going in the ears and eyes of your children, you know. Like, I mean, I guess when I was in school, they probably taught a lot of those things. It just probably wasn't as, I don't know, seems to be more in the curriculum in schools now with all the stuff that we kind of don't necessarily believe in.
And they're not like super sheltered.
Yeah, they're not sheltered at all. But I guess before we did homeschool, that was just kind of like, I don't know.
You notice the influence your kids can be under so quickly.
Yeah.
What do you like about me teaching them? What are the benefits of that? I
love it. And we can do it kind of at our convenience. I mean, obviously they have somewhat of a schedule, but, you know, I like our philosophy that we can, on sunny, nice days, those are the days that we take off. And then, like, when we get snow days, or when this public system has snow days, that's when you do school. And so, you know, they're actually getting to have those kind of
really
days.
Nice days.
Yeah, you know, so that
we can have like free time.
Yeah.
It's nice.
And then when we take vacations, we go in the off season when everybody else, I mean, like I said, I grew up in the public school system and had to do all these things, so I'm thankful. It's, you know,
the flexibility is nice.
Yeah.
Do you see any benefits of homeschooling with their education, with me teaching?
I don't know. I just love that it's Christian based, and that it's teaching them about creation, and it's teaching them about, you know, God is the creator, and just all those kind of things that, you know, we find important. Yeah. What about their like math and language arts and reading and stuff? The school system's pretty far, you know, pushing math pretty heavy, and I was just afraid that, because I was good, that was my strong pursuit was math, so like I was worried that they may not be on the same level. But I mean, I feel like now from what I've seen, especially with like how quick they pick up things. And I mean,
yeah, they do pick it up really fast.
I mean, they're all pretty good at math. Lorelai's
she's in first grade and she's
really
doing second grade math.
Yeah, so I don't know. I like homeschool because you can see all the different. You can kind of groom each child towards the things that they like, and hobbies, and you kind of see through the learning what they like and don't like and the differences, and it's just really cool.
What they pick up, what they may need more help on. You can take more time to do those things. What do you think homeschooling has done for your relationship with your kids?
You're with them all day long, it feels like. And some days you long that, I wish they were just in school right now, like where I could just
There's no long time ever. This is our long time.
Do a work day here without stopping every 15 minutes, it feels like. It's like I go to do a task and 2 hours later after I've made 10 snacks. I mean,
what about your relationship with them though?
Oh, the relationship is great though. I mean, I see them all day. I get to kiss them and hug them, all through the day, and
we're not rushing them to bed, which is nice. Like, I read 2 or 3 chapters to Tate at night. He's been reading to Lorelai, like a certain book. That's been really nice to do lately.
I mean, you just get to spend more quality time instead of dropping them off in the morning and then picking them up. And then when we were dropping, because Tate, obviously went to kindergarten and Lorelai was in daycare, but like when we would drop them off, by the time we pick them up, they would be so exhaused. And
we still have to do homework. Yeah, get dinner made, get baths, and then go to bed.
There was really it was really, really hard to get that. And then if, being involved in church, you have, your things Wednesday nights, and I mean, there was always,
Sunday mornings
baseball and all these things. So now it's like, I feel like we can have a lot of that special one-on-one, special family time just throughout the day. I mean, we go and take walks, and I don't know, it just gives you a little bit more flexibility.
We just threw them in the car and took them for ice cream,
yeah,
which was nice, and we didn't have to worry about their bedtime, which we wouldn't have to worry about that right now anyway, but if things were normal, that would be one of the perks. We wouldn't have to worry so much about little things like that. Sleeping in, staying up late, we can do those things. Yeah,
I mean, and you don't have to worry about if they wake up with a fever, like, okay, well,
what are we going to do for work?
What are we, calling in sick to work. So like when we were both working, like just with Tate and Lorelai, I mean, we were missing days all the time it seemed like Tate was sick all the time, and so it's stressful. But then on the other end of that is when you're sick and I still have to go to work sometimes. Not always, but I mean,
it's only happened once maybe. I don't usually get sick, but getting older has definitely affected me, and I got the flu.
Yeah, so there's no like, you can't.
And he still went to work and I took care of the kids.
Yeah, like it was just one of those situations where I couldn't get off, or at least it would have been really.
But that's when,
But
unschooling with Netflix is handy. And
yeah.
Do you teach anything to your children? And if so, what?
I teach them a lot of.
What do you teach them, honey?
I teach them woodworking. Do
you?
Yeah, I teach them how to make stuff. I teach them how to garden. I teach them all the life skills, and you teach them the book work.
Oh, is that it?
No, I'm just kidding. But no, I mean, I
do you teach them
I don't teach them a subject. No, I mean, I can't. I don't have. I work a 40-hour week, and sometimes 60 hours.
Yeah, if he's home, he's trying to be down here in the office working too.
Yeah, so I mean, I thought I would be more involved from that aspect, and I've tried to be, but just with my work, I mean, I'm not going to be doing schoolwork at night,
It's really hard for me to even let anything go, even if he was gonna do it, because when he's trying to help Lorelai read, I know all the things that will trigger her memory, and he doesn't, and then I'm like, oh God, it just hurts to let him try to do that. Not that he's not good at it, it's just I've done it for years.
I love school, and I'm all for education, but I'm not a school teacher.
No.
And it's just not. If it was on me or something, they would probably be in school, just because I don't have the patience. I don't know. That's why when you said you wanted to do this. Which is funny
because he's the more patient of the two of us. He has taught Lorelai a lot of gardening though. They have a little wildflower garden out in the front, and Tate has helped with
No, I mean,
some
every
of the
time I
carpentry
fix
work.
stuff around here, I mean, he's helped me with mechanics stuff. I'm teaching him about
He fixed
engines.
my drawers one day.
Yeah.
He fixed my cabinet door in my bathroom
Yeah.
one morning.
Well, I mean, like, I don't
By
know.
himself, and he's 9. He was 8 at the time.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you know, you have more time with your kids and
More real
and
life
everybody
stuff.
that I've ever talked to that really love their family, and you know, some people have to work and be away from their kids, and or some families can't do homeschooling financially. I mean, you know, thank God that He give us you know, so many blessings and give us wisdom with finances to be able to, you know, pay things off and follow a lot of the Dave Ramsey stuff. And you know, we were in a financial position to homeschool. So I mean, I know that not everybody can do it. But
No, it was a God thing for sure, because we had just paid off all our debt
Yeah.
when I came home from nursing.
yeah, so I mean, but I mean, you know, I definitely wouldn't not do it now. It's definitely hard. I mean, I mean, financially, you're feeding them. You know, I'm
my
sure
gosh,
everybody
our
in
grocery
COVID's
bill
already kind
is
of realized
crazy.
what this is like now. But I mean, our grocery bill, like when we went to you know, homeschooling, like almost doubled.
It
I'd say.
jumped. My
You
kids
know.
eat a lot. And
Yeah.
They're little.
So I mean, you know, but most people are probably kind of
Yeah.
had a taste of that with COVID. But that's what it is. I mean, it is. You know, the grocery. You either eat like a bunch of cheap stuff, or
We try to buy, you know,
That's
good.
one reason we have a garden. But
Yeah, he is raising a garden. So
But, yeah.
they are learning more life skills, that's for sure.
yeah. I mean, all these little things that you don't have to like sit down and have a like financial class with your
They're
your
seeing
kids,
day to day.
but they can see how you like. What are you doing? I'm paying a bill. Like, oh, this is what bills are for. This is, you know, and you just little nuggets here and there. So
Tay learned how to write a check.
yeah.
He snuck one after he saw me write one and thought he could write a check for a Pokemon pack he wanted at Target. And the funny thing is, he filled it out correctly. So
Yeah.
right as he turned 8, he
You know,
did
he
that.
already
so.
knows our passcodes, and you know, like we'll be in the grocery store, he'll be like, "Hey, Dad, your pen is." I'm like, "Nope,
Don't
don't
say it.
I know
Yeah.
you know it."
What role do you play in homeschooling, and how do you support your wife?
I'll let you buy endless amounts of pencils and crayons, and it drives me nuts because, like, I don't know how many broken crayons that I've thrown in the trash. Probably like 1,000, and you know how that kills
You
me.
should have
Like,
saved them for craft. I was
Yes.
probably planning to do, but never
Yeah.
would do.
you know, if you have all the time in the world, I suppose you could save them and melt them and do all that fun stuff. But one thing with homeschool, you kind of start throwing that stuff out the window, and you realize you only have so much time, and there are days you just don't feel like
I'm not a crafty mom.
doing crafts, and I don't know. We
We
miss
have a
it.
toddler, and I'm pregnant,
Yeah.
so
Well,
crafting is going out
we
the
used to
window.
do the Home Depot. We did that like what? They probably got that going again, but we just,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, we did co-op too, and they would do a lot of things like that there. But
Yeah.
my goal for this year is to do more of that, the fun
Yeah.
stuff. But
Yeah, but
How
we
do
make
you-
furniture. I mean,
I'll make furniture.
I mean, they help. Tate helped, and he's helping me right now. We're going to help. you
they
know,
learn when to pick the fruits and veggies, or the veggies that you grow.
Yeah.
They do better at that than I do.
Yeah, they know how to. Yeah, they know how to take care of
I
it
always
now.
I always send them out to go get the cucumbers and peppers and stuff because I'm afraid I'll break the plant.
For Maggie, she'll just go grab the whole thing and pull
Yeah,
it.
the baby did go get a pepper off the plant yesterday. So what other ways do you support me?
I just think that it's just moral support. You know, there's plenty of days where you just feel and look beat down. So, you know, I try to help pick up the slack with, you know, housework and things
Yeah.
like that. I mean, I know not all guys are. You learn how to you know, work as a family and teamwork, and
We've definitely made it a priority to teach them that we're a team and it's not all on me and Paul.
Yeah.
Because I could not keep up with the housework and
Yeah.
school and be pregnant and exhausted all the time.
yeah, and you just like
And our 1-year-old is into everything.
yeah. So you just, I mean, I'm sure that
Yeah, he's a big help with that for sure.
yeah.
Would you ever put your children in public school now?
Only if I had no other choice.
Okay.
You know, if it was, but it wouldn't. I would put them in a public school before I like put ourselves in a hole trying to do a Christian school or something. You know, I mean, there's nothing wrong with Christian schools, but I just feel like a lot of them are so overpriced, and I think by homeschooling, you're giving them still a much better environment. You know, if you're, trying to live what you
within your means.
Yeah, living within your means.
And what would you say to the man who is unsure or on the fence about homeschooling?
What is that saying? Like happy wife, happy life, or something like that. Yeah. No. If your wife, you got to support your wife. Obviously, if she's feeling called to do it. I mean, I don't know. It's a huge decision. I mean, it's not like it's almost as big as like buying a house or something, or even more. I mean, it's just one of those major life choices that I mean, if you feel like you're being called to do it, you should obviously be, praying about it and don't make like a quick decision if you don't have to, but, weigh all those options, really, I mean, be realistic with the finances. And, I mean, it was when you came home, I mean, had paid a lot of things off and didn't have hardly any debt, which was very nice.
But we were also cutting it close.
Yeah, but even then it was tight, until I've changed jobs and been with my company now and stuff. I mean, things are a lot better, thank the Lord. I mean, but still, it's
we were blessed to find very budget friendly curriculum that was really good. I don't know, it was very.
Yeah, I mean, that's. I mean, you can. That, I guess that's another big whole topic is curriculum, but. Be real supportive of that, because you've changed what, 3 times different curriculums?
Yeah, we've done a few different things every year, but that's the beauty of it is you're not at the mercy of what a school is telling you to do. You can change based on the interests of the child, how the child learns, how your family's changing.
That's what I'm saying, you can kind of tailor. I mean, you got certain things they have to learn, but
most of those curriculum know what needs to be taught and when, and they do a really good job at it. So curriculum, you can always find budget friendly ones free, but as far as being socialized, do you think our kids are socialized?
Oh yeah, I mean, like I said, up until COVID and all the lockdown and everybody being afraid to go anyway, it's we were very involved in sports, out, and our church, Biltmore Church, and the kids were
in a co-op.
In the co-op, Biltmore co-op. And I mean, all these, they had activities, and I mean, but I felt like, when they're in the school all day, like we were saying, it's like the time they come home, they're exhausted. And then it's like, okay, now we're taking you to practice. And so, I mean, but we
were able to find the enjoyment of doing the extracurricular things that we did, because it wasn't it drained us. I mean, it's always going to be a busy season when you're doing all that, but
it was doable without feeling it made life doable without feeling like just stressed out and burnt out all the time. Like,
you had time to rest before the evening got started with all the things.
Yeah, I mean, we still have not a set schedule, but we have a loose kind of schedule.
We have
a routine, of times of certain things to happen and downtime for the kids. I mean, they get to actually be kids, which is nice.
It is really nice.
They play. I mean, I feel like kids cooped up in school and they don't get to 30 minutes of play, and just it's a different atmosphere. I mean, in every home's going to be a little different and run a little differently, but I think for dads it's kind of
more about the moral support.
Yeah. I mean, you want to be on the same page, because if you're not, I mean, that's with anything in marriage, those kind of decisions. So be on the same page and just, but be open to it and pray about it and give yourself a year, like if you decide to do it, you're going to feel like you have to know everything and do everything just right or whatever.
And
but
you don't.
Give yourself like a year of just kind of like, all
learning.
Right, it's the whole family's doing it. It's not just you, you're doing it as all together. So, I mean, the kids it's a big change.
It's super fun to hear what they're learning, though. I feel like they're more open about what they're learning. The kids were finding really fun ways to say all their new Spanish vocabulary words tonight.
Yeah, Lorelai was going to bed singing Spanish. It was cool.
Yeah, it was really neat.
It's fun. It's kind of like a garden, you just kind of what you put into it and how well you take care of it, I mean, it's obviously God is in control, and giving you the means and the lots of patience and grace and all that stuff. I mean, it's you're gonna need lots of prayer, prayer for your kids, and just it's tough.
Over yourself.
It's
fun.
equally as awesome and
rewarding.
Yeah. So it makes just to see as the years go on, kind of
how they grow because of this.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and they get to see each other, siblings, and they are together basically all day long.
Yeah,
So
they fight and bicker, but honestly, they've got a better relationship than I ever had with my siblings.
Yeah.
And you're closer with your siblings, but to watch them play together is really sweet. And
Yeah.
Maggie looks up to Tate like that's her other daddy.
Yeah, so it's just cool to see. I mean, they're not separated all day and then coming home and having an hour or two together. I mean,
yeah, they're actually growing up together.
Yeah, so that's like, even on days where they can't have playtime with all their friends, they're just as content playing together, which is nice.
It is nice.
So.
Do you think they need 8 hours a day of school?
Oh no.
No.
I mean, when you really break down the school day, they're in actually learning probably like a third of that time between all the breaks and the lunches and the the extracurricular stuff, which I really feel like
art, music,
PE. I mean,
well, thanks for joining me tonight.
Oh, you're welcome. I didn't know I had a choice. No, I'm just kidding.
He didn't
those threats.
Those threads.
Yeah.
You stop.
No.
If you want to see Paul again on any of my videos, hit that thumbs up button for me.
Yeah.
I'd appreciate it. I can drag him on here a little more often. If you guys haven't already, hit that subscribe button down below and also that thumbs up button if you're wanting to see more content like this as well as other homeschool content. You can find me on Instagram at The Perfect Mundane. And have a good night.